all friends. This is our home. We are all friends, you and I. We are all friends, and they can't stop us from being friends. Like real tight friends. We are all friends, and this is our home. The planet, we are all friends, and I love you, my friend. Sure, they can try to stop us using supercomputers and AI, but you and I will work together, write up some better AI, 'cause we are all friends. You and I are meshing together. We're merging, baby. It's Wednesday, January 26, 2022. Welcome back to another Glad You Made It episode. It is yet again another so-so production. We're doing it. Swerving all over the place. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Sip to everybody out there. Damn great coffee. Nothing. We're gonna get into it. We're just gonna get into it today. We're just gonna go right on in. Man, I could not sleep for the life of me last night. I just could not sleep. Maybe it had something to do with the amount of coffee that I've consumed throughout my day. Maybe I had a little bit of, your boy really, not gonna lie, dude, likes my coffee. If anybody if you dissect me, if you slice me and dice me, you'll notice, 75% coffee in there. If you cut me right in half, you split it open, you'll find coffee brewing. As a matter of fact, you'll find coffee pots. You'll find a couple of mugs in there too. I don't know how it got there, but it's there, ready to serve you. I got Colombian, I got hazelnut, I got, but we keep it simple. We just go black coffee, simple. Sometime you'll add a sugar or milk, no problemo, but most of the time it's just classic black coffee, dude. But I think last night I may have had a little bit too much, even for your boy, because everybody's got a limit, play within it. But I think maybe I've got maybe an extra cup or two in my bod, but it was good, dude. It was solid, bro, because I could not sleep, and that's the thing. I was just too excited. It was one of those nights where ideas were coming in my head, it was raining words yesterday in my mind. I sat down, just like many a nights that I tried to write a little bit, but this time it was just a little bit, not overwhelming. It was a nice feeling because obviously for anybody who out there is, you're the creative types, you're in whatever realm you're in, right? Sometimes it starts pouring in, you're getting flooded with ideas, and it's words just afterward. And hey, man, you got to just write it all down, get it all out there. It was really nice, but I write, and then after a while, you go take a little teeny tiny break, but then it's just overwhelming with the amount of. It was good though, it was solid, but that's the thing. I caught myself twisting and turning, not being able to catch some Z's, but nonetheless, man, I was excited, and that's what it is. A lot of times, I am the excitable type. I'm easily excited, dude. When I was younger, I used to think it was nerves or anxiety, and there a little bit of nerves and anxiety always, but not all the time. And that's the thing. You realize, man, these nerves and anxious feelings that I might be feeling, they're actually excitement. It's just and that's what it is. Maybe I'm that type of dude, baby. You slice me open again. What's with all the cutting, dude? What's with all the harm? But if you want to look inside, it's a lot of just excitement and passion and just energy, right? And it's confined right now to a certain degree. No complaints, but that's the beauty of it. Even people in the most restricted areas, in the most confined spaces, sometime they'll go and surprise you. It's life. It's life. But I'm very thankful for everything. I'm very happy. It's an exciting time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. It is an exciting time to be alive. Feeling stronger. Okay. Don't hurt yourself out there. Feeling faster. Feeling looser in places where I've not felt loose before. Also feeling tight in places where I've never. It's a great combo of loose and tight, tightly kept loose spaces. But what I'm trying to say is that excitement is good. Don't have no fear. Whatever you're doing out there, this here is the thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for all the long-time viewers and listeners, for all the love and support. Thank you. For newbies, your boys just at it again. Once again, we're here Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We try to, tickle each other's membranes from afar. Hopefully sooner than later, we'll get to see some of each other. You'll see me, maybe I'll see you. Who knows who's going to see who? Where's going to take who to, and it's a lot of who, what, when, where, why merging. And I'm excited, but I wanted to share a few stories with y'all. I wanted to maybe, first of all, let's just set the record straight. This is for the cast. This is the podcast for the ladies and gentlemen in the trenches. This is the podcast for the individuals and the collectives who are working maybe with chemicals all day, or if you're this is the podcast for you. If you're consuming things, you're inhaling, you're in there with the every day. This is the podcast for the car designer out there. If you're a new car designer, this is for you. This is for the kids in the coal mines. This is for the coal kids. Yeah. They're working out there. What are you doing with your life? Get a go in. Put a grind on the hustle. You gotta. What I'm trying to say is that I love you, and this is for everybody. If you happen to like it, of course, and if you don't happen to like it, give it a try. Try it out. Because certain things you might have not thought you liked before, but then time passes by. You're like, man, my taste buds are changing. This palate is getting upgraded. It's time to upgrade, baby. Leveling up on your tongue floor. With the hair, it's got hair. It's weird, but it's not like, you know what I'm talking about, dude. Bristles all day. Just trying to, make sense of a lot of things. Trying to coordinate. I'm excited because there's a lot of things happening. A lot of positive things are happening, and we're growing individually. I feel the individual little by little. It's tiny, but it's I feel it because it's any time and moment you find yourself coming to a little bit of a contradiction, or a little bit of a, maybe not even a contradiction, idea that you might be trying to tackle or grapple in the depths of your mind and the depths of your soul, baby, deep down in there. You're trying to grapple with it, and you're trying to figure it out. Write it down. Think about it. Say it out loud. Weigh it. Put it on a scale. Twist it. Stretch it. Toss it up in the air. What is that? Pizza dough. We're having pizza for lunch, but that's okay. My point is that things take time, especially if you're doing it independently. Especially if you're doing it independently, but you're looking forward to working with other indies, coming together, collaborating in different formats. And I know it's a lot to digest sometimes, whatever it is, a lot to, but I'm just, I'm trying to be aware of as much as I can and make the best of everything, and just try better every day. That's all there is to it. Just come in and try better every day. But sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes you're looking for things, or you're trying things. Sometimes it's right in front of you, and I had to sit down and just really reflect on that one notion. So it's right in front of you. It's like right in front of you. What is it? It's right in front of you. Where it's easy to be like, man, I want to look further ahead. I want to look it's like literally right in front of you. And I had to just think about a few ideas, grapple with it. Some ideas that I've been putting on the back burner. I've got my little, I don't want to discuss too much about it. Maybe it'll come into fruition one day, maybe it won't, in the sense that I've got in my mind. We'll have to see. We're adjusting and we're building, but that's the good thing. These are all exciting things because it means I'm planning, it means you're planning. We're thinking, at least. Thinking. I know you're in there. I see you there just cranking the wheel, baby, just thinking all day, every day. thinking bunch, these bunch of humans out here, man. But you know, I'm trying to see if I can maybe incorporate a little bit of, because I want to be, you know, that's the thing. I'm not the type that will just let, you know, excuses or circumstance or this, that, or the other get in my way. I'm always thinking outside the box. I'm so far away from the box. The box is a dot. Box is nowhere to be seen. Where's the rock? Can't even see the box. That's how far away from the box we are. But what I'm trying to say is that I want to be working with people in different ways, but I am a sensitive type of person, and I've not only just to myself but to others as much as I can be, and I want to gauge things to a certain degree, and I've done so. And you know, but it's just nice to get a chance to listen to people, and I do want to be, you know, well, we'll see what happens down the line. But nonetheless, man, let's not get too, because yeah, I don't want to, yeah, we'll leave that be on the back burner for now. I'm gonna have to do more thinking about whatever it is that's potentially an aspect that I can incorporate into the show. Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's different plans, different wheels are spinning up there. Believe it or not, the hamster is busy. So what I realized is that, you know, one of the things that I realized through my thinking, through reflecting, through interacting with beautiful people out there, man, I realized that there is so much just to learn every day, doggy. There's so much learning to do. Oh, but it's nice, dude. That's why I feel like every day, a little bit of, if you can just challenge yourself a little bit, come up with like, oh, how do I maybe challenge my perspective, my point of view, all that good. And one way to challenge that, or just not even challenge that, is just learning about life, is interacting with other people and like listening to other people, hearing their ideas, hearing their perspectives. And yesterday, met a gentleman, beautiful gentleman from South Africa. Say what up, South Africa? What up? Hope everybody's doing well in South Africa, bro. But this gentleman got in the car, you know, with his kidsies. His kids were going to school. He's going to drop off the kidsies and go back, start the day, start working. But he was just mentioning, we got to chatting real quick. You know, he was a software developer back in South Africa. He immigrated with his wife and his kids. He's raising his kids here. It's a beautiful story. A story that is very common in the Canadian experience and the American experience, and the, you know, the original, the, you know, the immigrant story of coming from someplace, leaving that home, coming, finding a new home, building a new home, starting fresh. And it's a big ask from anybody. It's a big ask to be like, man, you're gonna leave everything behind. And but that's the thing. Everybody, whoever decides to come, has put a lot of things on the, you know, on the scale. They weight things out. So you got to just do a little bit of pros versus cons, and there's a lot of pros here, and I'm very thankful for a lot of things. But you know, common themes amongst new immigrants, common ideas or maybe emotions or feelings that they're going through. You know, I remember as a kid, my parents probably went through these similar ideas and feelings and emotions as well. This guy just kind of iterated that he's feeling a little bit like he's maybe 5 years behind in terms of just being on par with everybody else on the playing field, whatever that is, right? Of life, the playing field of life. He's feeling like he's, but I told him, man, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just keep on doing whatever you're doing. And I want this, because that's the thing. I don't want anybody putting those ideas in their own head. Where do they come from? Where do ideas come from? Get rid of them. Sometimes it's just too many ideas that maybe, you know, because that's the thing. And then you realize, man, a lot of people who immigrate, who come to places like Canada, come to places like the United States or parts of Western Europe, obviously, is for the kids. They do it for the kidsies. That's why I'm appreciative. Because that's the thing. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of bravery to get up and be like, we're gonna go from A to B. You know? And now that I'm pushing 32, I have a newfound appreciation for everything that I've got. And every day it's kind of like that. Every day is a brand new day, right? But that's the thing. I don't want this beautiful gentleman and his family to be thinking, oh, we're starting from whatever 5 years behind. 5 years behind of what? First of all, life's not a competition. Life is a collaboration, baby. We're collaborating, you know? And as long as you're safe, your family's safe, you're making money, you've got a roof over your head, the basics of, and then little by little you can build up. But nobody should have this concept in their head that they're competing with anybody else, or that they're behind, or that they're, missed opportunities, or this, that, or the other. You're not in competition with anybody. You're not supposed to be, take that extra stress off your own chest, off your own shoulders. What I was trying to convey to him, and I hope the message came across. So it's difficult because you got a face mask, they got a face mask. I'm wearing sunglasses because the sun outside reflecting off the snow into my eye socket, hitting the ball, and I'm trying to deflect that, dude. That's not how I roll, baby. Sunlight, deflect it, blocked, can't touch this. And I'm also wearing a hat, so what I'm trying to say is that the human connections we're getting a little bit of interference with the human connections, right? It's a little bit of that, I hear you, but it's nice to see your face, so that it's nice to see your eyes, it's nice to see your beautiful smile, but I think good dude, obviously, he knows what he's doing, but that's just what I wanted to hopefully, slightly, in my own way, just, be like, dude, you're doing great. It's fine. You're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to grow. Your family's going to be strong. You're going to be healthy. All the good. And sure, you might have a few hurdles here. Like, it's Hurdle City, baby. That's life. Hurdle City. But, yeah, it just reminded me of my parents for a second. And but that's the thing. I think a lot of folks out there are just, everybody wants the same things. You want the same things. And that's what it is, man. And this morning I met a lovely young lady. She was going to work. It was her first day, I guess. Well, I'm not guessing, I'm telling you, because that's what she told me. It's facts. No, nothing about facts here. Nothing but the facts. She was going all the way downtown, man, to the Coca-Cola Coliseum. First day. What up, Coke? Doing it. And I guess she was excited, but at the same rate, again, it's that excitement, but it's I see, and I can, relatively speaking, to a certain degree, I can read people's vibes, or practicing gauging, essentially. And she seemed a little bit just nervous, but rightly so. And I noticed this prior to her even mentioning that she's going to her first day of work at this new place of work. But that's the beauty of it, man. That's use that energy, whatever it is. If it's a little bit, and I get it, everything, whatever you're doing. I'm literally very much new at this game myself, the storytelling game, the joke telling game. I'm wanting to learn a craft, and there's different aspects that we got to do that it's in progress, baby. The ball's rolling, I can't stop it. But what I want you to know is that you're going to go ahead and fucking kick butt. I want you to go out there. I want you to start from wherever you're starting, work your way up, learn as much as you can. If you want to stay within a company, stay within a company, work up. Work all the way up, take over, name the company after yourself, if that's what you want to do. You want to acquire a few years of skills, qualities, traits, tools, utensils, whatever it is, accumulate it, put it in your tool belt, and then walk out and do something on your own, or move on to another bigger company. Because Coke's big, but if you can double Coke, bro, bigger, better, double the Coke. So that's also on the horizon for you if you want to do. But I'm just trying to say that it's a wonderful day to be alive. It is halfway through the week of the last batch of January. We're almost there, baby. Where's the time going? And every day I ask myself this question, and it's just constantly coming and going, dude. But it is, and that's what it is, man. Portion of my life, I guess, if you're like, man, how are the after hours, or how are the before hours in your day? if I could maybe compare it for you guys, it's very similar to the movie. Maybe if you've seen it, it's very similar to Taxi with Robert De Niro. Very similar in the sense that, what were some of the themes that was in Taxi, right? Or what happened? From memory, if I can recall, I think he was he an ex-soldier or something, and then maybe he was a soldier, got back to the city, got back to life, back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to life, and he's having and he's trying to find a job. He goes and becomes a cabbie, and he's working odd hours. And long story short, he tries to, at one point he comes across this young, lady of the night, if that's what you want to, that's the unfortunate circumstance depicted in the movie. And he tries to, at one point save her. It was a thing, right? It was a thing. And my life is very similar to that, in the sense that you're like, are you out there trying to save ladies of the night? Not in the most, maybe there's some parallels in there somewhere, like, I'm sure, not as, try my best. I'm trying to just get you from A to B. In that sense, we're very much alike. In a lot of senses, we're not similar at all, but that's the after hours, but one thing that I do appreciate about my day work, is that it allows me the flexibility, it allows me to meet different people. I can, manage it on my own time, and it contributes to this, the funding. You're like, follow the money, baby? Where's the money coming from for this the biggest small podcast out there? It's come from the streets. It's come from you. It's come from me, and all of us working together. But one of the aspects that I enjoy about my work is the human interactions, the good ones, the nice ones, that are most of the time are nice and good. Sure, sometime you'll have, somebody having a bad day. No problem, man. No problem. That's fine. But I do really love people's stories. I do listen, and I try to, if I can, just put a little bit of humor in there. Maybe make your day if I can. Maybe, just toss out a couple of ideas, maybe give you something to think about that you might not have thought about before. And that's not all the time, though. I'll tell you this, because especially over the past 2 years, people used to communicate way more. People have, I guess some say it might have something to do with the fact that our mouths are covered. And, we've been going with that. Everybody's outside. If you're outside, chances are, if I were to put a number on it based on pure facts, I'd say 50 to 75, maybe 85% of people are wearing headphones outside. Not too many people are not wearing headphones. A lot of people are wearing headphones. So you got the headphones, you got the sunglasses, you got the mouth face cover. Not a lot of, the ears are blocked, the nose is plugged, the mouth is plugged, the eyes are, it's a lot of barriers between the communication. So especially before, it was just people would sit down, and that's the thing. If you got a loose little headphone, we can talk. But 2 headphones with a mask and glasses, it's a little bit, man, I wonder what the psychological effects are going to be on all of us, especially the kidsies, man. Communication's key. They say that one of the keys. There's so many keys out there, but communication is definitely one of the keys out there, and in here. You need keys, dude. Lady, I know they're trying to make it look cool too. Oh, it's in my skin. Door's open. But you need keys. Sometime it's, I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's the, maybe I'm old school nostalgic about just keys. Back when they used to be just keys. Now it's like, oh, what am I carrying? A plastic card? A chip? I don't want to. I like my keys the way they were, back in the 80s, dude. Back in the 90s, you got solid keys. That's what it was. No misconception. What am I dealing with? Is this just, is this my debit card or is this my key? It's your debit card. That's what it is. But now we got a case of mistaken identity here. But things shift and evolve, and that's all right too. That's okay as well. Point is that life is beautiful, life is precious. Enjoy every moment, make the best of every opportunity that you can, and who knows, down the line, you're at your workplace, you want to move on up. Next thing you know, you trip and fall. And what is that? It's a lawsuit. Who made bank? You made bank. Why? Because you showed up. You showed up. Maybe it wasn't the way you wanted to move up, but you moved up. It doesn't matter. Mobility-wise, you moved down. Fiscally, 7-8 months from now when everything's cleared up in the court system, maybe you'll move up. But show up to work, man. That's, do it. It'll make you feel good, and it's good for you. Seriously, I mean that. Like whatever it is you're into. Anyway, got to writing last night, and I was just, feeling good. A lot of juices were flowing out. Juices were coming in, coming out. But I'll tell you, man, this was, let's get into it. Some people ask me sometime, then they wonder, how'd you get into, how'd you get to right here in this particular, and there are different stories, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. One of the stories that you might have heard, or this is actually brand new, I think. A little bit of it is brand new, a little bit of it is just facts, reality. I didn't start off this way. My career actually, the highlight of my career was back in the late 80s, early 90s, when I got a gig doing crash testing. I was the original crash test dummy. There were none before me, and it's not like it is today, because today it's so easy to just go outside there and get yourself a fugazi, baby, and just put a rubber little person with the rubber parts in the car, have him crash right into the wall. No repercussions. The stakes are, where are they? I can't even see. How low are the stakes? Super low stakes. Back when I was doing it, again, this was late 80s, early 90s. Because that's the thing, prior to that, before we get into that, let me just give you a little bit, because before that, I was actually the original Bobblehead, dude. I was the original Bobblehead. Some say, you could do your own research. Some say, oh no, the Bobbleheads, or the wacky Wobbleheads, they originate all the way back to Asia. The first of them were actually called temple knotters. Yeah, temple knotting, baby, all day. They used to be depictions of Buddha just sitting there, just wobble wobble. But no, that's not it. Some people say it was a Ukrainian novelist, the 1840s if I'm not mistaken. He wrote a book and he made his first reference to a bobblehead. Some say it originated in Germany later on in the 18th century and then moved its way into the other parts of the Western world, into the United States, into America. They say the 1920s and the 1930s. Some say that baseball has something to do with the bobblehead dolls. Wrong. This guy right here. Some say that it was baseball collaborating with bobblehead dolls and everybody was into it. Some say they had they were revived by the Beatles as well, the bobbleheads. But it was, and then baseball also got involved back in the early 80s and 90s and tried to do a little bit more pushing. But I want you to just, if you want to read history and go by history, but if you want facts, also read history. But what I'm trying to tell you is that despite what you might hear in the periphery out there, and because that's the thing, there's stories inside the industry, but there's stories outside the industry, and your boy's outside of the industry right now. This right here is the industry. This is the surrounding areas. There's some people right here. cars going by, a boulevard, trees, a hill, houses, community centers. We've gone so far to the west. We're coming back from the east. That's where your boy's at. Outside in the street, storytelling. And yeah, you believe what you want to believe, but that's what it is, man. I had the perfect neck to torso ratio proportion. It was perfect because it was just wasn't too long, but it was long enough and wobbly enough for my neck to just like wobble without my head snapping off. So made a little bit of bank on the bobblehead idea, and that's what it was. I was just laying low. I'm like, oh, what's the next stage in life? And the next thing you know, boom, there was an emergence. New tech was going back to the car drivers and the car designers. Shout out to all the car designers, but your boy here used to sit in the first crash tests, and we were riding high, man. I was, it was Evil Knievel and then your boy. I was right up there, man. I was right up there, and I got treated like a rock star at the time because there was nobody else. Not too many of us were out there doing this. You gotta keep this in mind. It was just a game of speed, metal music maybe, speed metal music. Lot of red carpets. I'm talking carpets just dripping blood, dude. Just red bleeding carpets. I'm talking parties and after party, before parties, after parties. I'm talking this was the time where everybody was giving out, they come up to you and they give you products and they're like, man, we love your work. I'm like, thank you. And they'd offer you stuff, free stuff. They were just giving free stuff they were giving out free blenders. They were giving out free food processors. Again, remember, this is late 80s, early 90s. Food processors were the biggest craze. We were throwing processing parties all day into the early morning. You'd wake up passed out. Somebody was missing a shoe. Somebody found a shoe. And we just blend and processing at the rate of, they're like, man, if you keep going like this. But we kept on processing, baby. We kept on processing. And I at the time, if you asked me, I thought the ride's never gonna end. I thought this pony's just on an upward trajectory and we're jumping over hurdles like no one's ever jumped over hurdles before. Now, as a young pony, you don't know. You just don't know any better. Because there comes a time in every pony's life that eventually Father Time starts to catch up with you. But before I get into that, let me just go over the experience, because that's what it is, man. Crowds would gather and watch the crash test. I can't mention the name of the company. There's a pending lawsuit also. I can't mention the name, but my representative said that they won't get paid till I get paid, and I've not been paid yet, so things are looking good now, I think, because I'd hope that they want to get paid as well. My concern's not money at all, but the issue was for me is just chasing that thrill, chasing that, some call it the dragon, some call it the thrill, others call it the dragon. But it was just a little bit of, what's gonna happen today? What's gonna happen today? We get in cars, brand new cars, and they're like, do you want seat belts? This was the time around, it was like seat belts was optional. You want seat belts? I played it loose. Sometimes I went in with a seat belt. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going in, bruh. Let me loose. I'd get in there, do my warm up. And that's, people were, snapping pictures. Is his neck gonna snap off? What's he made of? The rubber man, that's what they call me. They'd say it. And things were really good. At some point, things were really good. But eventually, I'd sit in these cars and they crash at high speeds. I'm talking kilometers, I'm talking miles an hour, you know, all the measurements. And that's just physics. That's just basic physics. We're talking speed, time, velocity. And I was in there with all the elements, man. The cars would crash, my neck would just wobble, and nothing would happen. Everything else was fine. The doctors would pull me aside and they'd be like, anytime you feel like you're losing brain cells, or I'm like, what are brain cells? And, I was a wild boy, man. That's what it is. But they're like, anytime you want to quit, you can quit, right? I'm like, we're going till the wheels come off, literally, because that's what would happen. Some of the cars that's how you learn. The wheels need to be a little bit better, man, because flying out everywhere, it's crazy. But I didn't let anything stop me. I was committed to that game as I was committed to any other game. And I just kept on riding that truck, regular car, SUV, sedan, whatever they had for the day. I'd sit in it, we crash into the wall, and the crowd would lose it. Every day they bring an ambulance outside, because that's the kind. It was, you never knew what was gonna. Did I lose a couple of colleagues to the game? Yeah, definitely did. But do I know that sure? Did they leave a few kids behind? Did they leave a, is their wife grieving still? Maybe, as she moved on. Also maybe, as there were some females who did it too. It was a wild game. It was. We came on, but there was a show. We came on right after Baywatch, right between. It was Baywatch, us, and then it was American Gladiators, man. That's what it was. Prime time telly, crash test dummy. You boy, I know, you're like, man, I know this guy. Go back, watch the tapes. It's there. But that's what it is, man. Every pony at one point realizes that there are not many more tricks left in the old pony bag. And I started to feel a little bit. But I was just like, can I keep pushing? And sometimes you'll see people who hang in the game far too long, where they should have just been like, you know what? I've collected my dough. I've made a name for myself. I've reached this. It's time for me to venture out into something else. Some people ride it out until the end, and again, that life's been depicted for you just several minutes ago with the lady and the fellow who left their loved ones behind, and tragic. But your boy was smart enough. I had my first injury, and everything just slowed down. It sped up and then it slowed down. It was high speed, then it slowed down, dude. But once it slowed down, I realized that, life is precious, and I still got sure, this is probably the most flexible neck in the game. Am I going out the game too fast, or is there maybe another year or two that I can push it out? And a lot of fans that's the thing, a lot of the fans just wanted your boy to, because that's the thing, it's hard, you build relationships every time you go out there, you want to put on a show. I do all the stretches, baby, for that, and they lose it, bro. When I go like up, down, left, right, you crowd, insane. So I had to make a call, man. And it was at one point, it was just like, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not doing it. I got a lot of respect for the game, because it was just, we were the first ones, dude. We were doing it. And I wanted to do it for the love of the game, man. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about status. It wasn't about, bloody carpets. It wasn't about the gift. Mind you, the food processors, my God, were they processors that were just top of the line, baby. Like, slicing and dicing, making juices. My goodness, did we juice everything? Putting apples, bananas, oranges, fruits, grass. Weird. When we start messing around with grass, they're like, dog, you know what you're doing? I'm like, bro, look at this green juice, tell me it doesn't look healthy. And that's what it is, man. Eventually I packed it in because I snapped my neck once really hard, and that never happened before. And they're like, oh, the crowd went silent. Ambulance driver came, pulled out, rolled a stretcher out. I'm out there. I'm still, because that's the thing. Your baby's on that adrenaline. I'm walking myself to the, to the stretcher. I'm walking, because that's the type of injured man that I get injured and I'll walk myself. People were like, nurses, ambulance driver, everybody was coming out. I'm like, back up. Oh, I got this. They're like, dude, your neck's like hanging like at a 90-degree angle. I'm cool. So what I did just to maintain face is like I turned my body 90 degrees upwards, so it was just like, because my head was like this, so I'm like, I can't bring my neck back up. Imagine trying to bring it, once it snaps, imagine like trying to bring this back. It won't. So what you do is, in order to maintain face, you bring up the body, and that's what it is, man. And that's perfect, ideal position for the, the stretcher is always having to lower up and down. But don't worry about it. I got you, dude. Just give me a second. Neck was like this. The rest of the like everything, torso, legs, I went from vertical to fucking horizontal like that, dude. Why? Because I work on my core, doggy. This is all core. A lot of people do different things. If you can just stand in one spot and lift your whole body with do it. I dare you. That's what we did, man. That's how dedicated I was. Head just floating, torso up, legs up, roll me onto the stretcher, and with like a crooked half smile, I just, went off into the sunset. They did a bunch of x-rays. They took the photos, they did the procedures. They had to fuse a couple of the spinal region. It needed a fusing. It was a crack, man. That's what it was. It was a bad crack. One of the spine, and it's right now, if you were to take a look, it's metal, half, so that's why I had to get that off my chest. But I'm still waiting for that lawsuit to get settled, and that's completely fine. The point that I'm trying to make is that live your dreams. Live your best dreams, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know when everybody's going to be like, oh, don't do this, or don't do that, or do it this way, or do it that way. You do whatever you want to do. As long as you're hurting yourself, as long as you're not hurting yourself and anybody else, that's all there is to it, really. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. It's a crazy life we live. Do I have any regrets looking back at it? No, I can't say that I do. Again, did I lose a couple of colleagues and friends? We were like family, dude. We were tight. Yes. Did it hurt? Absolutely. Did I go grab a surfboard and then, go surfing for a couple afternoons into the sunset just to clear my head? And also at the time, you got to remember, I had just finished getting surgery, so I couldn't really move too much of my body, and that was perfect, because they're like, water therapy, have you heard of it? I'm like, not really. They're like, try it out. I'm like, should I look into it? They're like, no, just do it. So I did, man. I took first it was a boogie board, then a paddle board, and this all happened in like span of 72 hours, 48, 72 hours. I was on the surfboard and just, what I did, because it's easy once you're not really good with the mobility up here, it's easy to just lose balance and lose your board. And who's gonna, I don't have time to go search for the board. Who's got it? I don't know. So what I recommend if you're starting out, and that's what I did back in the day, especially with the injuries and everything, duct tape. I would wrap myself to the board and just walk. You can't see my feet right now, but just walk with my feet, dude. Walk with my feet and just plunge into the water and let the water take you. Because a lot of people say they're like, be like water. They don't really mean it. took that to the most literal. I went and I became one with the water. I got wet. I became one with the water and the waves, because that's what it is. Sometimes the waves will pull you out, sometimes they'll bring you back in. And I was pretty much game for everything at that point, because I just, like, you're at the height of my game, dude. And for it to all be, just a wake-up call that it could all be taken away like a snap of a finger, and I'm like, oh, emotions. So I don't want to deal with that. So I took 48 hours to 72 hours just to, go out I went into the depths of the ocean, bro. I was chilling out there with seagulls. Saw a couple of sharks, not gonna lie to you. Saw a couple of sharks, the original shark. That's, some people say Shark Tank, also your boy's idea, also pending lawsuit. God. But they said they won't get paid till I get paid, man. So I'm still waiting, but that's what it was. I ventured out and I had a couple of conversations with, one of them was a hammerhead shark. The other one was a sledgehammer shark. The other one was like screwdriver head shark. You guys haven't seen the screwdriver head shark, dude, but it is a feisty fella. You put a bunch of, you put the hammerhead and the screwhead driver and the Phillips. It's like you got an IKEA project. Take it out into the ocean, man. Things will get done. Just hammering and cutting and pasting. These guys are good. These guys they know what they're doing. So I had a little chat. I'm like, man, how do you guys, deal with all the, the stress, the high level stress jobs that you all have? And we had a great conversation, and they basically said that, go live your life. I'm like, what's with all the bad PR you guys get, man? Every time you hear it's like, oh, Shark Week. Look at this shark acting a fool. They're like, man, that is not how we feel. That is not how we behave. Every time they get the craziest shark out there, just chomping away, going crazy and bloody, seeing red everywhere. He can't be stopped. They're like, that's not how we all feel. I'm like, I know. We've spent like a good 48 to 72 hours together. You guys are like chill. And maybe it was the ganja. Maybe, I don't know, man. Everybody just was passing the peace pipe in the middle of the ocean. Good vibes all day, every day. And I told them, I'm like, you know what, boys? I'm not the type that'll, I don't like to just go out into the ocean just like, all willy-nilly. And this is probably like a once in a lifetime sort of thing that I need to just put aside a few minutes, a couple of hours here and there, just to discover what I'm trying to, battle with and what's the next chapter, right? So if we don't ever get a chance to rendezvous again, I just want to let you know that I love you. And they're like, man, we totally feel the same way. I'm like, and you guys are exactly what needs to, and you don't see that on the Discovery Channel. They don't show it to you, man. It's misrepresentation. It is get out there, hug a shark. They just want to play. What's their best feature? It's their teeth. Some of them do the swirlies, baby. They want to share. It's like that's what it is. You work out, you do whatever it is. You work out, you make something, you make dinner, you share with other people. What are they good at? The teeth game, dude. They're super good at teeth, and I think they keep regrowing teeth forever. So they're just literally like, check this tech out, dude. You guys are like bums out there going to the dentist. I'm in the middle of water, no rust, no fluoride, no plaque, nothing. Falls off, it'll grow back up. Again, some of them are doing weird shit back there, man, but it is incredible. That's the thing. You take the time, you sit down, you talk to anybody, you get to learn a little bit about yourself, about them, and everybody walks away. Sure, you might be, depending on the sitch, depending on the day, you might lose a limb or two, but stop worrying about what you're losing. Think about everything that you're gaining. See, if you'd not lost that limb out there, would you have fully appreciated it? Think about it. Think about all your limbs right now, because I've definitely had those moments where I'm just looking at my hands, and sure, were we off into the distance? Yeah, we were, but it's just like, man, you got one bod, you got one spirit and bod, and soul all merged into one package, and you're unique is what I'm trying to tell you. You are a special mofo, ladies and gentlemen out there. Don't let anybody step on your dreams, don't step on anybody's dreams, man. Let people keep on dreaming, but like not to the point where we're like, man, what's real, what's fake, dude? It's a fine balance with everything, and I've not got the answers. What do I know? But I just want to share a real life story of how I started off in the industry when I was all the way outside. Nobody thought, ew, who's this guy? I'm like, yeah, dude, you all enjoy bobbleheads? This guy's behind it. You all enjoy crash test dummies? This guy's behind it. And if you happen to read upon that stuff and you come across contradicting info, so be it. So be it. Tis what it is, baby. I love you all. It is Wednesday. It is January 26th. We are rocking and rolling, and we're expanding. I just want to share with you guys that I'm feeling a lot of gratitude. I'm feeling a lot of appreciation. I feel really, it's weird, man. I don't know. I wish I could share this, and I'm hoping that enjoy your life. Seriously, enjoy your lives. Life is a gift. Seriously, I mean that. Fucking laugh all day, have fun, do whatever that makes you happy, accomplish those dreams, fucking kill those dreams, baby. You don't, like, not in a shut it down sort of, but like, go after it, whatever it is. I'll talk to you guys back here again on Friday. In the meantime, if you'd like to contribute to, because there have been talks right now that the human population is potentially going down. If you want it to go back up, all you got to do is just hit those like buttons, maybe subscribe on YouTube if you like, so you can get the full length videos, and then go down to Patreon, check it out, talk about it. Next thing you know, what happened to the human population? Oh, it's increasing. Why? Because you made a decision and that's what it is. That's what it is. You made a decision, and you wanna come down here and check out double-blind studies where we make sure people get blinded twice. We do it, baby. Poke one time, blinded. We go back for a second blind because we want to make sure that no eyesight remains. Like, it's none of it. It's intact, baby. We're taking all the eyes out. I love you all. Thank you for watching. If you happen to like these videos, I hope you like them. That's what it is, baby. I don't know. I hope you like them. I'm gonna keep making more. And I don't know where it's gonna lead, and I have no idea what's gonna happen tomorrow, but today is exciting, and tomorrow's gonna be another exciting day, and I'll be back here again on Friday. Peace out, baby. Gang life.